Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome to another mod tutorial for Grim Dawn with Lone Debater 7, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Grim Dawn Stash mod. So this video is going to go ahead and show you how to install this mod, how to set it up, how to configure it, how to use it, and then show you what it actually does when you log back into your game. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Grim Dawn Stash forum page on Crate Entertainment. So this is the link up here at the top if you want to use that. I also have it copied in the description for the video, so you can find it there as well. Anyway, so do that. It'll take you to this page. So they'll explain this. They're going to move to a different website. That doesn't necessarily matter unless you're watching it farther down the road. So you might end up going somewhere different if this is way in the future for you. So it's February 27th, 2021. If it's like 6 months from now, it might be located somewhere else. So just search for Grim Dawn Stash if you're looking for this mod. So Grim Dawn Stash mod is what I typed into Google to find this. So there you go. That's how you do it if the link breaks at some point. Anyway, with that being said, basically what this mod is going to do for you is it's going to provide you the means to transfer inventory items. So basically, let's say you've played Grim Dawn for a little bit and you have like 4 or 5 different characters and they're different classes, and if you are familiar with Grim Dawn, as you progress through the game you get drops, and sometimes the drops are not for your specific class, sometimes they're for a different class, and it would synergize well with a different build. So let's say you have some items like that on one of your characters that they can't use, but one of your other builds could use that item. This mod will allow you to take that item out of the character who can't use it, out of their stash, and then you can move it into the character's stash who can use it. So it's kind of used for like an item sharing type thing with your stash tabs for your characters. So you do have like a global stash tab with Grim Dawn, so that is a thing. Like there's a shared stash tab. Well, this takes it one step further because you're limited on the space in that shared tab. So you can use this tool to pull things from all your stash tabs, so not just the shared tab but all the stash tabs, and move them between your characters. So it's pretty good for that aspect of it, just for like, you know, like inventory management, I guess. The other thing you can do, you can localize the storage of items within this mod as well. So like, let's say you take out a couple of like swords or something like that, and you don't want to put them into a character stash tab just yet because you're going to start a new character and use them on that. So you want to save them for a little bit, but your other character who found the items has no room in its stash and you need the room. Well, you can store it inside this mod's data file. Then once you start the character, you can transfer it into that character stash tab and you're good to go. The other aspect of this mod is you can use it to craft items and do some character like aspect alteration. So pretty easy as far as that's concerned. As far as actually downloading it's concerned, you click downloads. You can download the zip file on this link. If you do that, you do need a Java virtual runtime environment set up in order to use that. So that is not what I recommend if you're running Windows. If you're running Windows, do this one, the 32-bit executable, because that comes with a built-in Java runtime to actually utilize the mod. I think this one is for people that, so like you can use exes on Linux a little bit easier than Windows, but anyway, if you're running Windows, use this one. If you're running like Linux, I would use the zip file, because I believe it comes out as a .jar, so that should work pretty easy in Linux, assuming you have a Java runtime environment installed. And then for Mac OS, I think it's the same, or you might have to do the Nexus mod, I don't know. I don't use Mac, so I apologize if you're trying to play Grim Dawn and use Grim Dawn Stash on Mac. I don't actually know how to install it. My guess is you probably would take the zip file as well, get a Java runtime environment installed on your Mac, and then put that jar file from that zip file inside of that runtime environment, and that's how you would do it. So anyway, so that's how you download it. We'll walk you through installation on Windows in just a second. I just want to go through. So here's the features tab. So import information from Grim Dawn's, mass import items from the shared stash, and characters to internal database. So this is where you can store items outside of Grim Dawn. So that is actually really useful. So like, let's say even if you don't want to transfer items, like your stash tabs are all filled within the game, but you're still finding more gear and you don't want to sell anything, well, you can use this mod to basically give you infinite storage. So that's another benefit of this as well. Transfer items between shared and Grim Dawn stash. So this allows you to move from the mod, like basically you can move an item from one stash tab to a different stash tab across characters. So that's pretty good. Export, import, stored items. So you can back up all the items inside of your stash tab as well to a like data file or whatever. So like if you're concerned, like let's say Grim Dawn has a major update or you get an expansion or whatever, and you're concerned about losing all your items you got because you don't know if it's going to wipe the character, you can store all your items and back them up using this mod as well before you do the update. That way, if they do happen to disappear, you can just re-import all these items back into your new character stash, right? So that's pretty cool. You've got overview of collected and missing items, so that's that can be helpful. There's custom crafting of items, which is pretty cool. We're gonna go show you how to do all this kind of stuff as well. So just bear with me, we'll show you how to do it. And then you can edit some of the character information. So that's like the aspect changes and stuff like that. So we'll go over that as well when we actually install it and boot it up. So here's the screenshot. So this just shows you kind of like the pages and the different tabs throughout the mod itself, because it does run separate from Grim Dawn, and you don't want to have your Grim Dawn running while you're running this. So bear that in mind. Make sure Grim Dawn is closed when you install this mod. Make sure Grim Dawn is closed when you're using this mod, and don't open Grim Dawn until this mod is closed out, because it will corrupt your game most likely, or it will crash your game, one or the other. But it's likely that it'll corrupt your save file, so just don't run them both at the same time. Okay, moving on. So let's say you downloaded the correct file and you're all ready to go and you're ready to install it. So you're going to get a nice little zipped folder right here. I use WinRAR because it's free for life. Basically, they'll tell you to buy it. You just hit close and you're good. So here we go. We got GDStash right here. So I'm just going to extract it here. Might as well. So if I right click on this, extract here, cool. It'll take a little bit. So there we go. This is the setup file. So this will install the 32-bit GDStash mod for us. So just click through. Anyone who uses, just me. Well, I only have one profile, so I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just put it in the C folder. That's fine. It's pretty small. Sure, that's fine. Sure. So anyway, this will do its thing. It's just like a normal Windows installer. You hit finish afterwards, and now you should have it installed. So we're just going to close that for a second. I believe we need to do some configuration stuff as well. So now that it's set up, we should have it in here. So here it is. This is our GDStash. I'm just going to, well, let me close this. We're going to put it on the desktop. Whoops. I didn't want stream labels. No. Close stream labels. Go away. I don't want you. I want GDStash. There we go. So you can put it as a desktop icon so it's easy to access if you're going to use it frequently, which is kind of cool. Like the item crafting thing is cool because you can like simulate gear on characters and see how good your build actually is, assuming it had perfect gear. So you can actually like do testing and stuff like that. So that's why you would want the crafting aspect of this mod. But okay, installed, double click on it just like you would with any other application, open it up, please configure the program and import the database. Okay, we can do that. So it's gonna pull up the configuration tab to start with. Now, if you're new to modding and new to like getting stuff set up, this might look a little bit overwhelming because you're like, what's this? What's this? This stuff is pretty easy, so you can look and feel is just how it looks inside. So I'm gonna do this one so it's like dark mode. I like dark mode stuff more or less. So we're gonna do that. That's fine. This is all just like settings for the mod itself. I'm good with 12-point font. That's good enough for me. But since we are making a video, we will scale it up so you guys can actually read it, because looking at my preview, yeah, it's kind of small. So you got to click Grim Dawn installation directory. Okay, so the easiest way to find where this stuff is at is open up your Steam, go to your library tab, go to your Grim Dawn game. If you go in here, it'll look just like this. It'll say last played, playtime, achievements. You'll have update notes, all that noise. Normal Steam page for a game, right? You've got play on the left. If you go to the right of that bar, there's a little wheel, cog icon. Hit click, it says manage. And then we're going to go to manage, browse local files. And that will open up Windows Explorer inside of your Grim Dawn's install folder. So what is that mod asking for? Oh, it's looking for the installation directory. Well, guess what? This is the installation directory right here. So all you got to do is follow these little chains to find where you're at. So we got to go storage, D, Steam library, Steam apps, common. Then we got to find Grim Dawn. And that's it. Open. Okay. So Steam apps, common, Grim Dawn. So yours should say this. Mine is on a separate drive from where I have Windows installed, so mine's not on the C drive. Regardless of where you have the actual game files installed, if you go through this cog, manage, browse local files through Steam, it will pull up wherever it is on your computer. Just make note, does this say the D drive or the C drive? That's going to tell you which part of the computer it's on. If it's not on the C drive, it's on a secondary drive on your machine, which is totally fine. It doesn't necessarily matter. You just want to know, like, if you're looking for it and you can't find your Steam library for whatever reason in the clicking through on the installation directory when you're selecting it, just double check which drive it's on, because you might have to switch drives to find the rest of the chain. Okay, moving on. Grim Dawn save game directory. So for this, the save is right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to where we are. Kind of annoying this doesn't remember where our game stuff is, but that's okay. Steam app, common, Grim Dawn, and then it should be save, open. Wrong directory. Oh, okay. Alright guys, so after doing a little bit of digging, the reason why the mod is saying that this save folder right here is not valid is because basically this save folder right here is empty because I have Steam Cloud Saves enabled. You can check this by going into Manage, Properties, and then if you've got under General, Keep Game Saves in Steam Cloud, then you are going to have an empty folder there. That's totally fine. You probably want Steam Cloud just in case your hard drive corrupts. But it does make it difficult to install the mod if you're unaware of how to physically download your save file. So the way you do this is you got to open up Grim Dawn. So before you do this step, make sure that you have closed out the mod. So close Grim Dawn Stash, otherwise it will corrupt your file. So bear that in mind. Okay, we will just go ahead and hit play here. X64, sure. Why not? And then I'm going to switch over to my gaming display. And we will do that. It's just booting in, so bear with me for a second. But I'll show you how to download all the saves. So here we go. Create entertainment. Loading up Grim Dawn. Awesome. So basically what you do is you go into options. You go over to the network tab. And then download cloud saves right here. Are you sure you want to locally save them? Yes. Download. Okay. Cool. So that should have opened up or downloaded the folder, or like filled the save folder, so you can double check it. Just go in here, properties, or actually, wrong one. Here, go to manage, browse local files. If it'll open, yep, it did. Grim Dawn, and then double check the save. Well, localization maybe, database. No, it should be full now. Like, there should be stuff inside of here. I'm pretty sure. Let's swap back over. So, oh, sorry, I forgot to switch over the display. So the folder still appears empty on my end. But this was saying that all you gotta do is this. So let me just double check real quick. So... okay, so that should put anything inside the game on our cloud inside of the folder. So yes, we're going to do that one more time. We're going to hit gameplay. We're going to hit cancel, and we're just going to exit out. So this is, I only have one character, but that's fine. We'll just leave him be. We're going to exit out, and we're going to swap displays so you can see what I'm doing, and we're going to go over to Steam. And now that we have done this, I'm just going to close out all my file explorers and double check the downloads tab. Nope, I don't have to download anything. So, whoops. Grim Dawn, settings, manage, browse local files, save. What the heck? Well, let's just try firing up the mod and see if maybe those are just hidden things. Like I just can't see them or something, because that's possible. Okay, here we go. Hit OK. So I got the save game directory. We just need to give it the installation directory, so that's easy. We know where that's at. Storage. Ours is on the storage drive, Steam library, Steam apps, common, Grim Dawn, and that's it. Okay, so we've got all that. We're going to change this back to our hi-fi dark, full screen that. And we'll scale up the font so you guys can read what the different things are saying a little bit easier, hopefully. Anyway, all right, so there we go. We got all that set. Transfer from database to stash, copy, sure. Valid combos, all combinations of valids. Just do valids, I guess. So these other restrictions, so allow item and character editing. So this will enable disable chat and character editing. So if you don't want those, you can just turn it off. I want those, so I'm going to turn that on. Transfer soulbounds, blacksmith on all items, and transfer between. Save settings, settings are saved. Import database. So it's going to load the archive file. And we'll see if this actually works. If it works, it means that that folder is no longer empty. It's decompressed. So I have all the expansions for Grim Dawn. So my save, or my import, or whatever might take a little bit longer because it has to parse all the data for all the expansions that I've got in addition to the base game. So we'll just wait for this to do its thing. And it does take a little bit longer on mine. Unfortunately, my solid state drive is not large enough to accommodate my entire Steam library, so I moved it over to a hard disk drive. So, yeah, it takes it a little while to do, like, disk operation stuff for my games. But when you're actually playing them, it doesn't necessarily matter. After it loads initially, you're good. But anyway, so that's why it takes mine a little bit longer. So yours, if your game is installed on a solid state drive, it will go a lot faster on this portion of it, because all this is like copying and pasting files. You just don't have to go in and manually hit copy and paste. This mod launcher thing is doing it for you, so no worries. That's why you specify the folders. Basically, you're telling the program, okay, these are the folders that have the data that you're looking for. Once you hit import, it searches those two file locations for the data file that it needs in order to bring in your items and your characters and stuff like that. So that's what this is doing, in case you were curious. But it should be pretty good. I don't know, once it loads. But that is how you deal with the cloud save issue. I believe cloud saves are turned on by default with Grim Dawn, because I don't ever remember going in and manually turning on cloud saving for Grim Dawn. So if you're trying to set up GDStash, the mod, you will probably have to go through and manually download your cloud save data to your hard drive. Not a big deal, pretty easy to do. We showed you how to do that. Then you just set up the directories like we showed in the configuration tab of GDStash and hit import. It'll import stuff. I just saved the settings, that way I don't have to come back into configuration and input stuff every single time and like readjust the like aesthetic stuff, so like the look and feel and the font size and all that kind of stuff. So just bear that in mind. If you don't care about that, you don't have to hit save settings. If you do, get it configured the way you want, hit save settings. It'll be like that the next time you open the program. So yeah, anyway. I am pretty excited to try this mod out, like once it finishes decompressing databases and such. Just primarily for the crafting thing. I'm curious about how that works because, you know, like it's hard to objectively say whether or not a character build type is better or stronger than another if you're not comparing those builds with the best gear possible. And it's not always straightforward to get the best gear possible when just playing the game, unless you sink thousands of hours. So if you want to like test something or whatever, you're not going to spend 1,000 hours on a character to know if you should play that build, right? So you'll turn to a build guide. Well, you can use this mod to kind of simulate stuff. By crafting weapons, you can craft the very best gear in the game. You can edit your character to be max level, and you can kind of see what you can do as far as damage, health, and how the character builds out as far as that's concerned. So it can kind of help. This mod can be used, primarily the crafting and character editor aspects of it, can be used to help you kind of plan a build before you start the run. Because if you are thinking, oh, I'm going to go with a Demolitionist, Arcanist blend, like that's what I want to build out, you can simulate a character that's a Demolitionist, Arcanist blend with the best gear possible at max level. And you can kind of see what kind of damage it's going to do and how strong it's going to be. Where is it getting its resistance caps? How hard is it going to be to get the items you need to make it viable like this? Those types of things. So I think this mod has potential to be really, really good as far as like gameplay is concerned. Like, yeah, it's a third-party app, so you do need it in addition to the base game, but I think it's a good option if you're newer to the game, or if you've been playing for a while and you're trying to min-max builds or figure out like, oh, this character sounds crazy in my mind, but could I actually build it and actually get through the game? You can hop into this mod and kind of simulate the character and all the gear that you would potentially put on it and see, you know, are these damage numbers and HP and defense and resistances similar to a character that I have beaten the game on or have beaten the game with, right? You know what I mean? So it's good for like a comparison tool. The item transfer and item backup stuff is also really cool. So I'm excited about that. But once this finishes importing, we will move on to the second part of this, tutorial video for the Grim Dawn Stash mod, and that's going to be going over stash, import, export. So we're going to import the stash from my character on Grim Dawn. We're going to like transfer some items between pages of those stash tabs, and then I want to craft an item, edit the character, give that crafted item to the character, and then load up the game and see what happened, more or less. So here it goes. It looks like it's getting close because the other tabs are starting to, like, they have color now, whereas they were grayed out. So it's loading shared stashes. It's probably one of the last things. Okay, cool. Database is imported. Awesome. So now we've got all this. Let's go to import export. Well, let's actually go to character editor. So I do have my character here, so I can click this character. Yeah, it just takes it a minute to load. That's fine. So Demolitionist, Necromancer, character data. So you can change its sex midway through. You can change your death count, max campaign difficulty, crucible, experience level. So you can edit all of these things. You can't directly edit health and energy, but you can edit physique and cunning and spirit. You can add attribute points, skill points, devotion, tributes, reclaim skills, reclaim devotions, and you can also add specific like your skill or your class points as well. You can set your faction reputation for all the factions in the game. You can, this just tracks your damage dealt, kill death stuff. I think this probably will clear all of that, so I'm not going to do that, but this is what you can do with that. Shrines and rifts. You can, I think this is going to change whether or not you have cleared this shrine or rift. So if I click Pine Barrens, it'll give me probably a devotion point for this character. So we'll do that just to test it. So Demolitionist, so I think... No, you can't. Okay, this is just showing you what you got. So I don't have any skill points in there. I don't have any skill points in there. I think if I was to give myself, like, let's just say 18 Necromancer. I still don't. Okay, fine. That was 17. We're just going to switch that back. Not a big deal. So if I hit save character, the only thing we changed was Pine Barrens we checked in this box. So let's save character. Character saved. Great. You can go into your masteries and you can pick this out. So Necromancer, skill points 248. Oh, okay. So you can actually. I don't think that edits your character, but this is to set for like comparison stuff. This is your collection. So this is once we import something. So let's go to the import export. So load items from directory. Let's do that. Here we go. So these are all the items inside of the stash tab on my Grim Dawn game. This is everything that I've got, and it stores it all right here. That's pretty cool. We're going to select all, and we're going to import those items. Cool. 131 are now in our stash. If we go to our collection tab, I think... Found items. All items. Okay. Set collection. I don't know what this is. Maybe that's for the crafted stuff. Alright, whatever. So let's go over to crafting. I want to craft... So I use range 2-handed on this character. And I want it to be a legendary. I want it... We'll just do that and kind of see what it pulls up. So hit search, legendary 2-handed range weapons. So I could do Dread Scorcher. I wouldn't be able to use any of these with the character level right away. I could use the Silver Bolt. Well, what's my character's level? 55? I can't use the Silver Bolt, damn. Or, well, I could, but it's not very good. Adversary, not super great. You know what? Let's do this one right here. And we're going to edit our character up to level 58 so it can hold it. Okay, cool. There we go. So we're going to take this evoker. We're going to do this. And then what you can do, you can add a prefix. Or, well, this is a legendary, so you can't add prefix, suffix, but you can add a modifier. I probably am gonna want chaos. Sure, we'll put that. Just one count. I don't know what speed means, but okay. Let's just put 100. Sure. And then what's over here? Oh, I just have to pick a spot. Okay, cool. We'll leave that blank then. And then I think all I gotta do is that, and now that's in my stash tab. Save stash. Cool. Alright. So there's that. There's character transfer. So I think you gotta search I only have one character, so this doesn't really help me. But what I need... It's not what I need. Move entire page. Oh, so this is the only thing in my stash now. Okay. Okay, so now I just put it back in. Shit. Reload is kind of like your undo. Alright, whatever. Let's just call that good for now. We've kind of tested out and shown you how to use the mod a little bit. So we're going to close that out now. And we're going to relaunch Grim Dawn. 64X. Play. And we're going to take a look and see how this affected our game. And make sure that everything still runs afterwards. I should have backed up my save before doing this. Now that I think about it. The way you do that is you well, I guess we have cloud save. So I can always just re-download my cloud save, and that would probably work, and it'll refresh it. But here we go, defiler. We're gonna hit start, or actually, you know what, that was stupid. We need to update our save file, because this is pulling off of the cloud save as opposed to our local file. So really we should turn off cloud saving. So I'm just gonna exit to the main menu. Yes, I want to do that. And go to options, go to network, and cancel, exit. I need to go into Steam and turn off cloud save. So go into properties, and then turn off keep game saves in the cloud. Click that. Okay, perfect. And then we probably need to relaunch this. Just for a second, because I think that I have to re-give myself those items. Okay. Import, export database. Oh, this is how you back it up. Okay. Never mind. Is that it? Okay. Okay. So all those items are still there. Cool. Character editor. Gotta repick our dude. So this is still saying he's 58. So let me just resave the character. Crafting is good. Configs. Collection. Import export. So I should be able... I don't think I wanted to push that, because I don't believe I actually have legendary items. But okay, fine. I might have crashed that. Shit. So as you can see, the mod is a little bit... Oh, okay, cool. I don't think I have any of those, so whatever. Reload. Let's look for, like, anything? Oh, alright, fine. I think I've got a range 2-hander in there. Oh, these are just basic items. So, alright. I can craft... This is still the crafting page, so I can craft, like... Let's say we wanted one of these, a blaze cannon. You can put in a prefix, so... Aether fire... Bonus damage, trauma... I think we'll probably do barbaric. Suffix... Pets, because we're a necro. Modifier. Sure, let's do that. Black Legion. 1 count. Cool. And then we just gotta put it in the tab. Save stash. Alright. So softcore.gst. Does this have the new stuff in it now? If we load items from directory. These are all blueprints. Yeah, so now we've got the evoker inside of there, which we just added. And where is the cannon? This one. So here's the blaze cannon. So those are in our stash tab now. So now, if we go in and load the game, hopefully it'll actually work because we turned off cloud saves. So our save is now localized. So just disable cloud saving by going into Steam, click the gear icon or manage, go to properties, general, and then uncheck the box that says enable cloud saves. And now it should work. So options. If I go in here, network, gameplay, no cloud saving. Okay. And we got to restart the game again, is what we got to do. Because you got to do it in both Steam and Grim Dawn. So there you go. Cloud save's now disabled for Grim Dawn. Relaunch the game. And I think our changes will take effect. It's thinking about it. That's actually kind of a good sign because it means that it's probably pulling save data off of the hard drive. Yeah, so as you can see, we're level 58 instead of 55 now. So if we hit start, here we go. So we're level 58. Let's just go up to our stash and check it out. Yeah, it's right here.
Got something you need stashed?
So, where's our new stuff? Just buy all these real quick. Maybe I put it in the last one. Nope, doesn't look like it. Where did it go then? What the hell? Because it showed it inside the inventory. Alright, well, giving us the crafted weapon didn't appear to work. The level alteration did. It didn't give us more attributes though, which kind of sucks, but
Safe storage. No
I guess that's fine. Yeah, because item transfer. Oh, it's an item transfer. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's in your shared tab now. So we've got that. We can't actually equip it. We could equip this and increase our damage output a little bit with this legendary crossbow. So there we go. We gave ourselves a legendary weapon, and if we go back in here, we also gave ourselves a super fucking strong blunderbuss that we won't be able to use until we're level 92. So, you know, we got a ways. I guess we could always just edit the character file and, you know, make ourselves level 92. But that's basically how the Grim Dawn stash mod works. So pretty easy. Once you've done it one time, it's pretty easy. It's not too bad. The item transferring stuff is a little bit confusing because they don't really give you a good indication that it transferred the item into your stash. Like, it's hard to tell. So what I would do if you're concerned about that, or if you're worrying that, oh, did it actually give me that like that item to my character, right? What I would do is just reload the item directory in the import export tab after you've crafted your stuff and put it inside, and if it shows up on that reloaded item directory, it means it's in your shared stash, so you'll be fine. The other thing to note, when you're looking for your items that you gave to yourself, it's going to be in the shared stash tab, so bear that in mind as well. But that is basically the Grim Dawn stash mod. We showed you where to download it, how to install it, how to set it up, where to where to find your directory for the game, how to turn off Steam Cloud Saving, how to actually use the mod interface, and how it works inside the game. So if you found this tutorial helpful, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. Let me know as well if there's a specific mod for Grim Dawn that you guys are struggling with or would like to see a video about, and I will make one for you. Just let me know. But anyway, until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.